Caught in the act? Jungkook's secret cafe meeting sparks dating rumors amid military service. Was it just a friendly encounter? Or is there more to the story? A recent sighting of BTS's Jungkook at a secluded cafe near his military base has ignited a firestorm of speculation. An anonymous post on X claims the global superstar was seen in the company of a well-known female idol, leading fans to question, is Jungkook navigating a secret romance during his service? Over the weekend, a user on X shared a blurry photo purportedly showing Jungkook with a woman at a hidden cafe in Yongkyeon, Gyeonggi-do. The image, though lacking clarity, was enough to send ARMY into a frenzy. The poster alleged that the two appeared remarkably close, fueling rumors of a clandestine relationship. The BTS fandom is divided. Some fans express concern over the invasion of Jungkook's privacy, emphasizing the importance of respecting his personal life. Others are eager to uncover the identity of the mysterious woman, speculating connections to various female idols. The lack of concrete evidence has only intensified the debate, with discussions spreading rapidly across social media platforms. As of now, Big Hit Music has not issued any statements regarding the incident. This silence has led to further conjecture, with some interpreting it as a strategic move to let the rumors dissipate naturally, while others see it as a sign that there's truth behind the whispers. Jungkook, known for his dedication to his craft and his close relationship with fans, has previously addressed dating rumors directly. In a past live broadcast, he stated, "I don't have a girlfriend. I'm not dating. I just want to focus on work." This candidness has endeared him to many, making the recent allegations all the more shocking. This incident raises broader questions about the pressures faced by K-pop idols, especially during their mandatory military service. Balancing personal freedom with public scrutiny is a tightrope walk, and any perceived misstep can lead to widespread speculation. The fervent fan culture, while supportive, can sometimes blur the lines between admiration and intrusion. Was it truly Jungkook? That question lingered in the minds of thousands as the photo continued to circulate, pixelated and grainy, yet still potent enough to ignite chaos. The post had exploded in a matter of hours. Tens of thousands of reposts, millions of views, hashtags trending not just in South Korea, but worldwide. And what made the buzz deafening wasn't just the photo, but the silence that followed. Neither the military officials nor Big Hit Music made any attempts to deny or clarify. The absence of denial spoke louder than 1,000 confirmations. People wanted answers. And when they didn't get them, they made their own. Online investigators, many of them veteran armies with archives of idol content stored in their minds like data analysts, zoomed into the woman's silhouette. The way she tucked her hair behind her ear, the outline of her jawline, the label on her drink cup. No detail was spared. Some fans insisted it was a simple case of mistaken identity. A military officer, maybe a civilian staffer, a cousin visiting for the weekend. Others weren't convinced. A few claimed the woman bore a striking resemblance to a popular girl group member, known for her private nature and clean image. The idol in question had been missing from public view for weeks, fueling further suspicion. Speculations turned emotional. Some fans cried betrayal, not because Jungkook had been seen with someone, but because they feared it could put his emotional well-being in jeopardy. They remembered the months he spent quietly enduring public pressure after rumors in the past. They remembered the times he confessed feeling overwhelmed by the expectations placed upon him. And now, with the entire world watching his every move, even during military service, a time that should have been sacred, anonymous, and protected, he was once again being dissected under the microscope of public obsession. Military service wasn't meant to be like this. For most South Korean men, it is a time of duty and discipline, stripped of personal branding, free from the chains of fame. But Jungkook isn't most men. He walked into the barracks not as Jungkook, soldier, but as Jungkook of BTS, a name that carries the weight of global attention. That weight never left. It followed him to the shooting range, to the mess hall, to the weekend leaves where most soldiers could vanish quietly into the background. For Jungkook, vanishing was never an option. Those who had served with him spoke anonymously to online forums, describing him as humble, focused, and deeply respectful. He didn't act like a celebrity, they said. He wasn't looking for special treatment. If anything, he seemed burdened by the attention. One post described how he volunteered to stay behind during group outings to avoid crowds forming around the unit. He didn't want his fame to inconvenience others. SOY. Fans asked, would he risk everything by appearing in public, especially with someone whose presence could spark scandal? Unless, of course, he didn't intend to be seen. That theory shifted the tone of the conversation. Maybe this wasn't an intentional outing. Maybe it was a stolen moment of peace, a brief connection between two friends, whatever their relationship may be, who understood the costs of being seen and chose to take the risk anyway. Maybe, for once, Jungkook allowed himself to be a person, not a product, or maybe he simply let his guard down. Whatever the truth, the emotional wave continued to swell. Older fans expressed concern about the psychological toll this incident could take. Jungkook has often been open about his inner struggles, especially in the years following the global explosion of BTS. Fame, he said, doesn't guarantee happiness. In fact, sometimes it makes it harder to find. Was this a cry for normalcy? Was this an innocent encounter twisted by the public's hunger for drama? Or was this something more? The woman's identity remained unconfirmed. Efforts by netizens to match her outfit to recent Instagram posts or airport photos were inconclusive. A few popular gossip blogs claimed to have credible tips, but stopped short of publishing names, citing legal risks. Meanwhile, legal threats from fan bases themselves loomed over anyone attempting to name the idol without proof. But the emotional damage was already done. Army Twitter turned into a battlefield. Some fans defended Jungkook's right to a private life. Others felt disappointed, not in his actions necessarily, but in the lack of transparency. "We supported you through everything," one post read. "Why can't you just be honest with us now?" That post alone received over 100,000 likes, but also thousands of replies condemning the sentiment. "He owes you nothing. He's a human, not your fantasy boyfriend," one reply shot back. The debate about parasocial relationships reignited. This wasn't the first time the boundary between idol and fan had been challenged. It won't be the last. But what made this situation so explosive was the timing. BTS was on the edge of reunification. Military service had scattered the members for nearly 2 years, but now they were gradually nearing the end. Hopes for a comeback in 2025 were building like never before. Any threat, real or imagined, to the group's unity or image felt personal to fans who had waited patiently, some even freezing their fandom activities in solidarity. And now, in the final stretch, would this shadow linger when BTS returned? Would the public forget? Would Jungkook be expected to explain, or would he remain silent, as idols so often do? Rumors continued to spiral. One anonymous account claimed that the meeting had been planned in advance, coordinated by mutual acquaintances who shared military connections. Another insisted that the cafe in question was known for being celebrity safe, a hidden gem used by managers and agencies precisely for private rendezvous. If that were true, the leak was even more disturbing. It suggested betrayal from the inside. Someone had watched them and chosen to expose them. That possibility turned attention to the military camp itself. Was Jungkook safe there? The South Korean military maintains strict policies about privacy and conduct. While soldiers are allowed weekend leaves, they are also under constant scrutiny. If Jungkook's outing was legitimate, he would have filed for leave just like any other soldier. If the photo was real, then technically he hadn't broken any rules. But public perception doesn't care about technicalities that TO the world. A blurry photo was enough to question his integrity, his discipline, his priorities, and yet in the midst of all the noise, a quieter, more human question emerged. What if Jungkook just wanted a moment to feel like himself? Not a symbol, not an icon, not the golden magne of BTS. Just a 27-year-old man, serving his country, trying to stay connected to something, someone that made him feel normal again. Is that really a crime? Is privacy still possible for those who once belonged to the entire world? For now, Jungkook remains silent. Big Hit remains silent. The woman remains unnamed. But the story is far from over. Even as the online frenzy escalated, a chilling irony became clear. This wasn't the first time Jungkook found himself at the heart of a rumor storm, but something about this particular episode felt different. Maybe it was the timing, or maybe it was the eerie quiet from official channels. The fact that nobody, neither the military nor Big Hit Music, rushed to deny the story only fanned the fire. That silence became a canvas upon which every fan, critic, and gossip account began to paint their version of truth. South Korea's major entertainment outlets remained surprisingly reserved. While typically quick to report on idol sightings and dating rumors, most stuck to vague language this time. Unconfirmed reports, alleged encounter, speculation arises. The restraint was unusual, and many began to ask, was someone trying to suppress this story from getting out of hand? Or was the story being watched carefully by those much higher up? A handful of military bloggers came forward anonymously, claiming to have insider knowledge about soldiers from the 5th Infantry Division where Jungkook is serving. One of them hinted that the idol had earned a reputation not just as a disciplined recruit, but as someone who had quickly gained the quiet respect of his peers. He didn't ask for special treatment, they said. In fact, he was often the first to volunteer for difficult tasks. He kept to himself, not out of arrogance, but a desire to not disrupt the flow of daily military life. If that's true, what would drive someone so careful, so cautious, to risk being seen in public with someone who could easily spark a scandal? And then came another twist that a second witness came forward, this time in the comment section of a now viral post. They claimed they had seen the two idols interacting warmly, but not romantically. According to them, the meeting lasted less than an hour. There were no overt signs of affection, no hand-holding, no touching, just an intense, seemingly private conversation. A few nods, soft laughter, and then they left separately. This account, strangely, only made things worse because now the question wasn't just are they dating? It became what could be so important that Jungkook risked meeting someone in person during his military service for a private talk. The emotional tide swelled again. Fans began to look beyond the dating rumors. They wondered, is Jungkook okay? What if it wasn't a romantic rendezvous, but a cry for help? What if the woman was someone he trusted deeply, and this meeting was less about love and more about support? It's hard not to recall the years Jungkook has spent under pressure. Since debuting at just 15 years old, he's never had the chance to grow up away from the spotlight. And even now, in what should be the most anonymous chapter of his adult life, his military service, he remains exposed, vulnerable, and relentlessly pursued by speculation that he's fought for moments of privacy before. He's spoken candidly about mental health, about the crushing responsibility of being a global role model. And now, as the story of the secret Café meeting spirals into new levels of public fixation, his silence feels heavier than ever. People want answers, but what they may really need is empathy. The tale of Jungkook and the unnamed female idol has become less about the facts and more about what those facts represent. It has become a reflection of a society obsessed with perfection, where every whisper of vulnerability from a celebrity is either weaponized or erased. It has become a commentary on fame itself, a machine that consumes identity and spits out expectations. And still, the storm rages on. Fan accounts, conspiracy threads, even tabloids outside Korea have begun to weigh in. A British tabloid ran the headline, BTS's Jungkook caught on secret date during military service, Army in meltdown. An American entertainment blog framed it differently. Jungkook sparks mental health concerns after mysterious Café sighting, each telling its own version of the story, each chasing clicks, likes, and engagement. But perhaps what's been most telling is how the fandom has responded not just in defense, but in sorrow. More and more fans are posting reflective threads about the need to give idols space. Some have even started campaigns to mass report invasive tweets, photos, and accounts spreading rumors. A few popular fan accounts have gone quiet altogether, posting final messages asking others to respect his humanity and log off. It's the kind of shift that only happens when something feels like a breaking point that, what happens next? Will Jungkook release a statement, as he's done in the past when the pressure becomes too much? Will big hit music address the speculation directly? Or will they all wait for this storm to pass, allowing the public to move on to the next scandal, the next story, the next idol? And what if this time, it doesn't just pass? What if this time, the weight becomes too much to carry? If there's one thing this story has shown, it's that even the most beloved figures in pop culture are never truly safe from public dissection. Not even when they wear the uniform. Not even when they serve their country. Not even when they ask for privacy. The truth of that cafe meeting may never be fully known. Maybe it was innocent. Maybe it wasn't. But perhaps the bigger question isn't what happened. Perhaps it's why are we so desperate to know? And until someone answers that, the noise will only grow louder. Until more information emerges, the truth behind Jungkook's Café meeting remains elusive. Whether it's a simple case of friends catching up or something more, one thing is clear. The intersection of celebrity and privacy continues to be a contentious space. As fans await clarity, the incident serves as a reminder of the challenges public figures face in maintaining personal boundaries amidst global fame.